Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Lori from Tiori, and welcome back to another episode of Locked Heart. So let's get this thing started. I'm super excited because everything's gonna be revealed. This is the day everything started. I jolted in surprise when the voice spoke beside me. There stood a tall, beautiful woman wearing a ragged cloak. Her long blonde hair cascaded down her shoulders, and her hazel eyes glazed at me with gentleness and warmth. Her look was completed by teddy bear charms dangling from her belt. I knew at once who she was. "You're the toy maker." Indeed. I had so many questions to ask as I opened my mouth, however an angry voice interrupted me. "What is a peasant doing near my house?" A man was standing by the porch spoke up. He was probably in his mid-40s with blonde hair and strikingly handsome features. He reminded me of Sol and Dion, only with a dark aura surrounding him. "That's Lord Deluxe." I still couldn't quite believe what I was witnessing, the events of the past. I stared at him in awe. The past version of the toy maker stood in front of him, holding 3 teddy bears, a large brown one, a yellow one, and a small white one. They were all too familiar to me. "Please, it's getting dark and it would be dangerous for me to travel alone in the forest during the night. I don't have any money, and these are all I have." Angered by the toy maker's offer, Lord Deluxe slapped her hands away, scattering the toys on the ground. "I have no need for such things. Leave now or you'll suffer the consequences." Man, he's a douche. After his wife died, he drowned himself with work. I looked at the toy maker beside me, who was watching the events somberly. As a result, he became obsessed with power and money. He lost sight of the good man he once was. I looked at the scene again, and I gasped when the younger version of Royal ran outside and picked up the teddy bears. He looked nothing like the Royal I knew, so innocent and vulnerable. "Leave those alone, you brats!" The young Royal stepped back and the teddy bears clutched in his chest. I clearly could see him shaking with fear. "But, did you not hear me, child? Your selfish and wickedness had gone so far, and for that you shall suffer the consequences. Enjoy what you still have today, for it will be gone tomorrow." The Lord shot her a deadly glare. 3 children, all of whom share the same blonde hair, peeked behind him. I immediately recognized who they were. "Father, what is going on here?" "Brother, I think we should go back inside." Young Sol clearly looked scared while he tugged at his brother's shirt. "Teddy bears!" The youngest daughter happily pointed at the teddy bears Royal was holding. "Dion, take your siblings back to your rooms now." His voice was cold and firm. "Yes, father." Young Dion quickly took their hands and ushered them inside. "Wait!" Young Gold broke free from Dion's grasp and ran to the toy maker. She gave her a sweet smile before handing her a beautiful red rose. "For you." "Let's go now, Gold." This time, Dion pulled his sister with him, and the siblings disappeared inside. Lord Dion let out an exasperated sigh before turning his attention back to Royal. "Take her out of my sight, boy." "But my lord." "Now." Without another word, Royal took the toy maker's hand and pulled her away from the mansion. She didn't protest, instead letting him lead her silently. The scene blurred, and then we were standing at the entrance of the forest. Royal handed the bears back to the toy maker. "I'm really sorry, ma'am, but you must leave now, before my lord gets angry with me." The toy maker from the past gazed back at the mansion with a sad face. Tomorrow, the Deluxe family will be no more. The surroundings turned black, leaving me and the toy maker alone. I slumped into the ground as realization dawned on me. The reason why Royal blames himself was because he was the one who was ordered to send you away? And that is why the curse isn't completely broken. A warm sensation burned in my chest. I quickly pulled out a locket to find what was impossibly warm under my skin. I gasped as the color darkened, not noticing now that it was covered with more rust than before. That locket belonged to Goldilocks, and that is where I have hidden her heart. Give it to your mother as a parting gift. I didn't curse your mother like the others. Instead, I sent her home, erasing her memories of the Deluxe as she parted. I wanted to give the Lord of the Deluxe time to think about his mistakes and learn from them. Unfortunately, he didn't. Remember the barrier? Anger surged inside of me, and that was the reason why they were trapped here, the reason why most of the household died. Why did you do that? Do you know how many lives were taken because of that? The toy maker frowned. The barrier I cast was only to prevent the Lord Deluxe himself to leave the mansion. But because of his anger and selfishness, he wanted to keep everyone in the mansion with him. And so the harmless barrier I casted turned into a deadly one. I opened my mouth to say something, but no words came out. How much more lives will be ruined because of the Lord Deluxe sins? Now I felt more determined to help and end this curse in order to free everyone from their pains. Tell me, how do we break the curse? The curse was supposed to break once the locket came near Gold's room, but it seems something has once again interrupted the curse. What do you mean? Gold is pure metal. It will definitely tarnish over time, but it should not have rusted. A heart in distress has wished for the curse to remain as it is. This is what is meddling with my magic. I knew he was troubled, but still, Royal wanted to see Gold again. So why would he make such a wish? That person needs a change of heart in order to break the curse. What can I do to help him? I honestly didn't know what I could do. Royal had lowered his defenses with me only once, and I doubted that it would happen again. The toy maker looked at me and gave me a worried smile. Her image was slowly evaporating into the darkness. To break the curse, forgiveness must be attained. That is the only answer I give. Bye, toy maker. You were a douche, kind of, but you weren't that bad. After my encounter with the toy maker, it felt like I had reached a dead end. How can Royal obtain Gold's forgiveness when Gold herself is a lifeless doll? I roamed around the halls, trying to think of a way to solve the dilemma. What am I supposed to do now? I couldn't just hide behind Gold and pretend to forgive Royal for her, could I? This way. I was startled as I heard a familiar voice echoing from the library. Gold? I dashed into the library. There I found a faint image of a little girl with golden locks standing beside a certain bookshelf. She pointed at it before she was completely disappeared. Gold must have hidden something here. Maybe it could help me break the curse. With so many books neatly placed on the shelf, I was pretty sure it would take me a while, especially when I had no idea what to look for in the first place. You should have at least given me a clue or something, you know? I'm not that smart, Gold. With a heavy sigh, I looked at the shelves, determined to find whatever it was she needed me to find. Now, where should I look first? I don't know, the middle part or the top part? Let's look at the top part. Might as well start from the top. I've checked the books from the top part, but I couldn't find anything at all. There was nothing special tucked away in any of these books. I'm finally down to my last one, and I don't think anything's gonna happen. Sighing, I scrawled out the title of the dusty book in my hand. How to Grow Roses Successfully. Considering how beautiful the rose garden is, I don't think they had much use for this book. Slightly curious, I opened it and I gasped at something inside nearly fell out. I caught it in my hand. It was a pressed rose with a note on a long stem. One word was written on it. Smile. Is this what Gold wanted me to find? Hey. I jumped when I heard his familiar voice, but I forgot I was standing on the ladder. Kya! Aura! I tried to hold on to the shelf to regain my balance, but instead I only pulled it down with me. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. With my heart in my throat, the last thing I saw was the shelf looming dangerously over me. I slipped into darkness. Aura? Who's calling my name? Aura! I opened my eyes. My head was throbbing with pain. As my eyes finally adjusted, the first thing I saw was Royal's worried face. He looked like he was about to cry. I must have hit my head too hard, because there's no way I would see Royal like this if it was a minor bump. My hands automatically reached for my head, feeling the bandages that wrapped around it. Ow! I did hit my head too hard. I tried to recall what happened before I blacked out. An image of Gold flashed in my mind. Remembering Gold, I sat up and frequently tried to search for the book, not relaxing until I realized what was cradled in my arm. What were you thinking? Royal's expression shifted from concern to anger, but his signature glare was somehow different. I couldn't help but apologize anyways. Sorry. You're such a troublemaker. It was as though he was trying to reprimand me, but there was unfamiliar softness to it that he only seemed to use when he talked to Gold. I wanted to say something, but the words were caught in my throat. Royal's behavior caught me by surprise. He usually bullying far outweighed the few times he expressed genuine kindness. His contradictory attitude confused me. When I saw the shelf fell over you, when I saw that you were going to get hurt, I didn't know what to do. I'm actually made of steel, you know? I won't break that easy. I attempted to joke to ease the tension in the atmosphere, but Royal only squeezed my hand tighter. I thought I would lose you as well. My heart went wild. Royal, here's the soup you wanted for. Lily froze by the doorway when she saw us. I could feel myself blushing and try to yank my hand away, but he refused to let go. Thank you, just place it on the table. Sure. Oh, Lily, what? No, don't leave me here. Stay. Lily obediently left the soup on the table and quickly walked out, but not before casting me a mischievous smile that only made my first burn hotter. What is Royal and Aura doing? Royal, your hand... Why is this book so important anyways? You refused to let it go even when you were asleep. Royal turned back to me, completely ignoring my words. Royal's eyes widened as he looked at the item I showed him. He gingerly took the flower and letter from me, a faint smile dancing on his lips. I gave this to Gold back when she had been so upset because all of the roses she was taking care of had wilted. I told her that it wasn't her fault and that it was because of the weather had been bad that season, so she shouldn't blame herself for what happened. I finally understood why Gold wanted me to find it. Oh, isn't that the same for you? Royal looked puzzled at first, but his face slowly darkened in understanding. I told him about my encounter with the toy maker and witnessing the events from the past with her. I wasn't sure if he could believe everything I told him, but as I finished, his face twisted in surprise. If only I had the courage to help that woman, we wouldn't have been in this situation. Everyone would still be here, and Gold wouldn't have to suffer. It was Gold who wanted me to find this. I think she wants me to give it to you for the same reason you gave this to her. No matter how much you wanted to change the past, the outcome would still be the same. That's because the problem lied with the Lord Deluxe, not you. So please, stop blaming yourself. Royal squeezed the note in his hands. His body trembled. A single tear rolled down his cheek. My heart swelled, knowing that Royal had finally gotten Gold's message for him. I absently mind played with the locket after hearing a small crack. As I did so, my heart. This is... Guys, cliffhanger. It's almost 15 minutes and this is usually when I stop my videos. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel. See you guys soon. Bye guys.